Hey folks out there in internet land, welcome to another episode of Cooking with Scissors. You know, in this world of prepackaged foods, it's pretty hard to avoid cooking without a pair of scissors. I'm your host, Jim, with J. Shernay Homes & Associates, and tonight we are going to do an Irish meal. What kind of meal, you say? Why, no less than corned beef and cabbage. Now, it turns out that you can get corned beef in a package, which I just did. You just got to cut the top off and toss it into a pot of boiling water. And there you go. So, one of the tricks is that somewhere down there is the package of seasoning, which shouldn't have gone in there. So now, with this boiling water, you just take the package and cut off the top and pour it in with the meat and water. And that's the seasoning that's going to make the corned beef and cabbage taste so good later on. So we have to let this cook for a while. It says here 3 hours. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do for 3 hours? Well, let's hang around for a while and see what we can do. I happen to have a Guinness. Well, welcome back. This has been boiling for about 2.5 hours, so we still have about a half an hour to go. And this is a good time to do the potatoes and the cabbage. So what I like to use are these small red potatoes, mostly because you don't have to cut them with a knife. You just can toss them in the water and let them boil. So when there's about a half an hour left of cooking time on this, take your potatoes and add them to the water there, and then take your carrots, and they happen to be in a package just the same, and pour them in too. Now, here we go. Now, there's also the cabbage part. Now, I'll tell you right now that I don't like to cook the cabbage at this point in time because it just gets way too soggy. So let's give this a half an hour and we'll come on back in and throw in the cabbage. Okay, welcome back. It looks like we're done cooking here. So this is when you would probably take out the corned beef because it needs to cook a little bit, and I am not prepared. Okay, take the corned beef. Get it out of this pretend water, and somewhere in there it's going to be cooked. Somewhere in here we're going to get it. Yes, it's not cooperating, but we're going to get it. Okay, I'm going to put my hand in this boiling water. I would not recommend that at home. And take this corned beef and take it out. So now you can let the corned beef cool for a while, and you'll need to cut it diagonally against the grain before you serve it. In the meantime, while this is still cooking a little bit more, we will throw in the cabbage. I usually only cook the cabbage for maybe 10 minutes, but it's up to you. It's just to where it gets the kind of texture you really want. Once that's done, take the cabbage out, the potatoes out, put them on a big serving tray with the cabbage and the potatoes looking nice there and the carrots, and then take the sliced up corned beef and stick it right there in front of it. So this makes a really easy meal, and you've seen it hardly needs a knife. The only time I used a knife, and I did it off camera, was to cut the cabbage into a couple quarters. So that is it. There it is for you. Now, if you're thinking of maybe another meal to do, stay tuned for the second part here. We're going to do bangers and mash.